We begin in the hearse statue, with Odysseus telling us an attack strategy. What do you live for is the main point in the song, as it is a building block for the three concepts that we'll be fighting with during the saga. Penelope and Telemachus, the wife and son of Odysseus, are directly stated to be a reason Odysseus is here, and to be clear, the nation was drafted unwillingly, hence why he's trying to get back and is exactly happy about being there. Zeus appears and tells Odysseus he must kill an opponent that is unlike anyone he has faced before, in order to save all of his family. And if Odie doesn't kill the infant, Ithaca will be destroyed. We hear the next important phrase, "Please don't make me do this, don't make me do this," and we're into the next song. Just a Man takes place directly after, and it is Odysseus fighting with his own morals. The main fight we'll hear through the whole series is this same fight, only with new whole scenarios. We hear more phrases, the most important being "I'm just a man" and "When does a man become a monster?" And also the melody itself will be used as Odysseus' melody. That's another important thing, most characters will have a melody or phrase directly connected to them. To be clear, I'm using a personal playlist rather than the official playlist, by the way, mainly to add more lure so I can have more fun with this. And I will be acting as if anything on screen is in the lure, other than the end cards, which obviously would annihilate the entire lure system. Odysseus kills the infant, starting the series off, going with Odie's morals and mental state, which we'll see resolved in Underworld, which is the grand finale of this series. Full Speed Ahead by WolfyTheWitch follows Odysseus as they leave Troy and find an island with fire. We meet Eurylochus, a down-to-earth man focused on protecting his own, and Polyphemus, a pacifist, likely originating from Switzerland. It's decided that Polyphemus and Odysseus will go and get food from the people peacefully. The phrase "full speed ahead" and "we're up, we're off, and away we go" will be important to remember. Open Arms, animated by mircsy, sorry if I screwed up that name, follows Odysseus, who I will now be referring to as Odie, and Polyphemus, who I will now be referring to as Polly, as they try to find people of the island and ask for food. Open Arms itself, as well as the phrase "this life is amazing," and the entire chorus will be important later on. The creatures give them food, but it's filled with lotus, which they also eat. Odie stops Polly from eating the food, since the lotus will control the mind and take over you, but they do accept wine from the lotus eaters, as if it's not also going to be filled with lotus. It is shown that Polly did take a bite of the fruit, though. The lotus eaters point Odie and Polly in a direction to find good food, and Polly throws Odie an apple, which we will pray is not filled with lotus, before the screen cuts. Warrior of the Mind, animated yet again by mircsy, takes place directly after Open Arms and shows us Odie's history and connection with Athena, as well as being the finale of the Troy saga. Athena stops time to talk with Odie and remind Odie who he is. Athena, by the way, is the goddess of wisdom and war. Wisdom specifically referring to wisdom in battle. Her goal is to make the best warrior the world will ever see, hence she's always trying to one-up her previous warriors, I'm guessing. She made a challenge of a magical bird to test people of Ithaca, which Odie succeeded in. After that point, Odie was mentored by Athena until the current time. Athena also gives Odie some urn plates, which will be important later on. The song itself will be used as Athena's song for the rest of the series. There's also a whole story on the chorus between this song, My Goodbye, and Legendary, but I'll just link the original songwriter's explanation since I'm lazy. Okay, that was a bit. Now let's get even more complex. You will never guess what happens in the Cyclops saga, still animated by mircsy. There is enough sheep in the cave the lotus pointed Odie to that all 600 men could be fed for the entire rest of the voyage. Polyphemus is a sheep who they immediately kill with one of the shortest screen times in this entire series. A Cyclops comes from a different part of the cave, presumably, and sees a dead sheep. We learned Polyphemus was the Cyclops' favorite sheep, which means the Cyclops is mad now, since it is illegal for rational thinking after murder. The Cyclops picks up Odie and plans to eat him for stealing. Odie says there's been a misunderstanding and that he will give Cyclops wine in exchange for their lives. The Cyclops asks for Odie's name, which Odie responds as nobody. The Cyclops then says this, and I'll let it play out since I'm lazy.
What? Watch out!
Survive, also animated by the same person, is one of the most important songs in the entire epic. Odie says that if the group can't defeat the Cyclops, then they and all their men will be dead. They begin showing Sonic how easy it is to fight someone 600 times your size, before the Cyclops grabs a single person who isn't attacking him and kills Open Arms Polites with a club that he spawned out of thin air. Odie takes the death of his best friend pretty hard, as the Cyclops begins giving Odie more reasons to, I think, throw up. I'm not really sure. To be clear, I have not read the book, so all the lore is based on epic alone. Also, I don't like reading. The Cyclops falls down and the screen goes to black. WolfyTheWitch's Remember Them tells us Odie somehow put enough Lotus in the wine to cause the Cyclops to black out without it getting taken control of the Locust somehow. Odie tells the soldiers to make a big club into a spear by cutting it with their swords before using the spear to stab the Cyclops, since their swords would have been too small, I think. I'm not 100% sure. I could say many different things about this, but it's based on the original Odyssey, so I won't bash Jordan too hard for it. Odie also takes Polites' bandana, which symbolizes him accepting the concept of open arms after the Cyclops attacked a single person who wasn't attacking him. I'm sure this isn't going to cause any problems. More Cyclops suddenly come to help the hurt Cyclops after the cries of pain, and not the random scream of anger. The Cyclops say who hurt you, to which the Cyclops says it was nobody, rather than it was a human, or even a group of travelers, or literally anything else. The Cyclopses, who presumably didn't see the 12 ships on the shoreline while coming to the cave, or just ignored it, decided to nope out. The stabbed Cyclops sits there while all of his sheep get taken away, and Athena tells Odie to kill the Cyclops, to which he says no. Odie then doxes himself to the Cyclops, saying, "I am your darkest moment," and then the screen ends with the Cyclops smiling. My Goodbye by mircsy is the final of the Cyclops saga, and yet again stars Athena. Athena uses her domain expansion, yes, that's the term that's used by the creators, and tells Odie, "You're an idiot, goodbye." We see her throw an apple from open arms at Odie, connecting the dots that this is because of Polites, or that she blames Polites. To be clear, she attacks Odie in this version before flying away, stopping the high-level god and begins complaining to her like a therapist. He then begins breaking out of the domain expansion. I will not even try to explain how it works, since it switches how it works between animators who all show it differently. Odie also destroys the arm cuff things that Athena gave to him during Warrior of the Mind. Odie continues fighting and wins against a literal god before effectively telling Athena, "You're alone," and walking away, leaving his sword next to her. That definitely does not teleport back to him in the next video. We hear yet again the ultimate phrase, "just a man," which will continue to plague us. And if you're gonna ask about the lure of the Lotus Eaters who have been kept around for an unknown reason, I have no idea. We see when Athena leaves, she leaves feathers, which will be important later. Thanks to mircsy for basically making an entire saga for us, and let's continue.